edition of The Real at Home.
Yes.
The Real from Home. It changes. I'm a little delirious today, so let's just go with the flow. All right. A lot of our interactions have moved online these days, and it turns out that applies to affairs as well. According to the New York Post, Ashley Madison, the online dating site specifically for seeking out an affair, has reported a surge in new members during the pandemic. Chief Strategy Officer Paul Keeble says that married couples are flocking to the site looking for virtual affairs as a release valve from the tension that's building up at home. I'm not really sure how this is. Well, I guess, okay, never mind. And the site seemingly isn't shy about the fact that they have changed their tagline to "Life is short. Have an affair." Wow, that is so tacky. So ladies, how does this make you feel?
I'm not shocked at all. It's obviously, this is like so lame, so dumb. But I actually have questions, because how do you quantify that there's been this surge? And how do we know you're even telling the truth? I feel like this site is using this pandemic to get attention, because yes, married couples right now, tensions are, on a high. If you're cooped up like this, like 24/7, you are going to have little quarrels, here and there. But I feel like even to change their tagline, "Life is short, have an affair," I think they want attention, and they want people to be drawn to this, and that's just plain evil. Whoever did this, it's just, I don't.
Well, you know what they go by? It's not only Ashley Madison, Tam. It's all of the actual dating sites. They've seen an uptick, especially in the month of March. They had saw an uptick. Ashley Madison, they go by how many accounts are made, and they went up like about 2 or maybe 220%. I want to say that when I was reading the article. So that's how they can tell, like, by their membership. So the membership rose a lot.
Let me tell you, as much as I'd like to say that they're using the pandemic to promote their site, absolutely not true. We know that quarantine equals horny teen for people. Like, they want to have sex, they have nothing to just keep it themselves.
But this is specifically for married people. This is specifically married people. Jeannie,
okay, this is my point. This is a bunch of married people with houses.
These are married people, not.
No, you're not listening. You're not listening. So think about the last girl chat we had, where we talked about couples realizing that their marriage really isn't all that, because now they're all together.
Then get out.
Realize that it's not right. Well, that's the logical thing. So this is why I absolutely believe that there's a surge, like Lonnie said, in dating sites and in cheating sites, because they're like, "Yo, I'm horny. I don't want to do it with you."
Do you know how wild it is? They're probably like,
try to get freaking.
There's no way you could get away with this in an apartment. Which corner of the house are you going to have a full-on affair where nobody can hear you?
I think it's easier.
Well, they're saying that if you look at some of some marriages are sexless marriages. So what they're saying is that these are not marriages where, people are, a lot of times Ashley Madison is trying to push that these are sexless marriages, but they don't want to get out of the marriage. Also, you can do it in a room. There's cyber sex that, you can do. There's also virtual sex. I was reading up all about it, and I was interested.
I don't know who got the space to be able to just get away, like, in the house long enough to have a full cyber sex affair with somebody. Like, that requires attentiveness. Or you
Think about it, though. How many times have you seen somebody on a computer, but you don't go check their computer?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, but then that's not.
So you're like, they just sitting here, and it's like, it looks like I'm recording the Real, but what I'm really doing is Ashley Madisoning. That's what you mean.
So basically having
your private parts out without somebody noticing.
What? So they're basically emotional quarantined. It's easier than ever. There's nobody out in the usual places that you would go. There's so much. I think it's because I'm in the world of trafficking that I'm aware of what Johns are doing. I'm always aware of how easy it is for somebody to just go and do weird things in public.
Are they in one bedroom apartment doing this? Because in the growing up, there was no way for me to have.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something? I have to think of sexless marriages and then people who don't give each other attention. Maybe that's how this can happen, because one is off doing whatever they're doing and the other person is like, oh, well, guess I'm just going to be on the computer.
Maybe there's an understanding.
Like the people that live in the house behind me, I always hear them yelling about how he is not helping with the kids and he is not paying her no attention. So
interesting.
Well, this is a hard thing.
I catch a man doing online. Y'all not ready for this. Virtual strip clubs are all the rage, people. They start popping up on Instagram, and they're actually getting really popular. Links are being sent out to live streams where strippers are dancing and taking their clothes off for the viewers. Major celebrities, you guys, have even been seen in these rooms, and the girls apparently make mad money getting virtually tipped by fans and followers.
Did you see Jeannie's tongue? Did you see Jeannie's tongue?
Down. I'm a proud client. Love it. Love it.
Oh, dang. Get it, girl. Okay. Are you up in them rooms?
I am.
Jeannie literally was like...
I have a couple of friends who dance in Atlanta and Vegas, and I think it's so genius. First of all, I'm always about a woman safely making money. Okay, I'm always about that. I want a woman to get her coin at all costs necessary. And I also am about strip clubs who are very respectful to the women. So with these clubs creating these virtual platforms, I think they're so smart. And when you watch them, they're actually really fun. I mean, it's almost like think about if you were at a club and you were watching a dancer do her thing on the pole. There's really only one position you can sit to watch. But if you had a camera, which is where these cameras are placed, at a very erotic placement so that you can enjoy the most.
They be thrown in it and stuff? Like with a drone?
No. The camera's just placed at like really erotic angles and they switch. So it depends on like the platform. But some of my friends work at great clubs where they allow you to have like a camera right beneath the pole, right at the top of the pole. So you get actual angles that you wouldn't get when you're at the club. Because at the club,
I thought Amanda was frozen, but she wasn't.
I wasn't. I was frozen in time.
She was like,
just like.
I love it.
I agree with you about the safety. Remember we did that story about the young woman who fell from a million, feet high. Like that's not gonna happen this time.
She's safe, right?
Well, and it's also important to remember that these girls don't get actual benefits. They don't have like health care. They're not into the system. So this is a way for them to actually continue to make money to help support their families and stuff too. So with that, you have that new subscription service. It's called OnlyFans. And a lot of women are signing up for that. It's a subscription service and they're making money that way.
By the way, men are also on OnlyFans. And there are rappers like celebrities on OnlyFans, honey, in bathtubs with their chest out.
Wait, can you name one? Are we allowed? Amanda,
I will not because I don't want the smoke. But I will say this. There's a lot of folks that will judge this. There's a lot of folks that judge this type of work. And a lot of folks who will say like, oh, these women are hustling men, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, well, they're doing what they do and you showing up. They're not hustling you.
This is my thing.
You want to be hustled.
Can I just say something though? This is my thing. You can do your thing. You can, and the men who are showing up, okay, or the women who are showing up. But what I don't want is you coming to my feed when I have a picture of a child and in a picture of your ass saying, come into my live chat. I don't need that. I don't need it coming in. I feel like there's a surge of that. There's a surge of that right now. So it's like, please, if I'm not going to that, I don't want to. You do you. Don't do that on my feed. Like I get it.
What
like 2 or 3 times.
What if I treated you to one session, Tamara? What if I treated you to one free session?
What? Jeannie Mai.
Is she gonna have a camera on her while she's? Because I don't want to watch the girl. I want to watch Tamara watching the girl.
Me too. Oh my God! I actually, they've seen me. It's like, oh, okay, all right. I'm gonna learn. Yes, I'm gonna bring that home.
Well, but we've got one more story, ladies.
Don't put it in my Instagram.
Well, that's right. And Tam, you can always block those people out. But we've got one more story that I want to get your opinion on. According to Mom Cafe, one woman asked if she is being selfish to want her donated money back after contributing to a GoFundMe for a family member who wanted to start in vitro fertilization. After not reaching her goal, the family member decided not to have children at all. But she refused to return the money that was donated. And many people responded saying that the woman who donated isn't selfish, but was a victim of fraud. So what do you ladies think about this situation?
Give her money back.
Give her money back. There's never a situation where whatever fund you donate to is allowed to be used for anything else but what you thought and knew you were donating to.
It's just like a charity. It's just like a charity. I think so many of us are so careful about who we give our money to and who we donate to, because you ultimately want to know that what was said is actually going to be fulfilled. That like, okay, I want to contribute to this cause. I want to contribute to this need, because normally it's the need and the cause that makes you feel generous. And if that's not happening, then what happened with the money? I just gave you $3,000 to do what? Like, this isn't going towards what I ultimately wanted. And I think IVF is a very sensitive situation, but at the same time, giving money is also a sensitive situation.
And you're also giving it in good faith, right? These GoFundMe sites and all of these sites are really dope because they allow us as a community to help each other out. But it is also very understood that this is coming from good faith. And GoFundMe does the best that they can do to vet and make sure that these are secure fundraisers. But you also know that, like, you're asking people to just give out of the kindness of their hearts. So you have to respect that. And let's protect that by not doing the switcheroony.
Yeah, and remember too that a lot of times when people donate to charities, they donate to certain charities that they have a personal cause. Like we see Amanda, she's passionate about animals, so she's going to look into rescuing animals. I'm passionate about protecting victims of trafficking, so I'm going to spread the word about that. If I use the money for something else, then I'm taking away your right to support whatever it is that you personally compelled to give to.
100%.
Well, no, okay, so let me say this, though. On Kickstarter, if you don't raise the funds that were expected, they do give you your money back. So let's say I
raise the funds.
So like if I do a Kickstarter to expand my afro and I'm saying I need to raise $5,000, if I only raise $4,500, they will give all that money back to the people who gave because I didn't meet the level. But for the record, if I ever did that fundraiser, though, I better get 5 from everybody. But on GoFundMe, it's not the same thing, because at the end of the day, GoFundMe is really about just like, I need help and I'll take any help I can get. You know what I mean? And and so like if you only raise $350 out of that 5, you still get to keep that. I went through this last year, guys, where out of the, kindness of my heart and the appreciation of my country, I donated some bread to a contest that was happening in Grenada. And the whole point of it was to expand and level up the winner's pot for the individuals in the contest. I wanted them to be able to get more money for their winnings. And then my mom was watching like the press conference for this contest. And then it was revealed that my bread had not been applied to the winnings. And then when I inquired, like, to the person, because this is not about Grenada, this is an individual. When I inquired to the individual, hey, I just want to find out, where my money was used because I saw that it wasn't applied to the way we discussed. He was very defensive. And he was just like, I don't want to be questioned. Like, this is not okay. Like, you have an attitude. And I'm like, I don't have an attitude. I literally, if you applied it to something else in the contest, fine. I just want to know that my money was put where we said it was going to go. And instead, I ended up having to stick it out to get my bread back because that's just not what we agreed upon. So anytime you're doing any of these things, just know that you're moving in good faith and that people really are giving out of the kindness of their heart. And so it's only fair to respect that.